All right, then we go into strategies. Now, I want you all to understand something. This is what we call marketing strategies. Who has heard of the 4 Ps of marketing? Can you just raise your hand. 4 Ps of marketing. Show me your palms. Okay, your real palms, huh? Okay, so the rest of you haven't heard of 4 Ps of marketing. It is a very simple concept. And basically the 4 Ps of marketing are looking at the product. That means the profile of your product. They're looking at the place. Place means where you are selling it. So whether it's clinic or government hospital or pharmacies or online store or whatever it is. And price is price line, but price is the list price plus also any bonuses that you have, tier pricing, bundle pricing, or whatever it is that you have, special pricing and so on. And then under promotion is not the word promotion that we normally hear the e-commerce people talk. Hey, today we're having promotion. I don't know whether you saw that 6/6 Shopee is having a promotion, Lazada is having a promotion and all that. We are not talking about that kind of promotion. In our language, the promotion stands for the sales team, stands for advertising, stands for sponsorship, and all that is thrown inside promotion. So I'm just giving you a hint about what it is. So we will go deeper into that. So that's what marketing strategy is. And then we will look at the general strategy. General strategy basically is looking at, are you switching patients? Are you, switching patients from other drugs? Or is your product targeted only for new patients, newly diagnosed, for example? So that's what we mean by general strategy. So don't worry too much about all this. Even if it sounds very complicated now, I promise you it is so simple. You can't believe that, it's that simple. Honestly, guys, I'm not trying to, hype you all, but I'm telling you, it is simple actually. Okay, it is simple. A lot of people try to make marketing plans so grand and so complex. At the end, they also get lost. I've seen product managers getting lost in their own plans. They also don't know what they did. So it's quite normal. So we want to make this different. It's going to be a very simplified plan. Okay, good. Anki, are you learning anything, Anki?
Yes, learning.
Okay, good. So if you know that, Anki, I asked you a close question. And the way I asked you the question, I know you won't say no. Sure, you will say yes, right? So now I'm going to ask you an open question. What did you learn?
What did I learn? You mean today?
Yes, today.
Oh, starting with.
Okay, I know you learned a lot, but tell us two very important things that you have learned. You will probably never forget for the rest of your life.
Oh, I think the number of new patients, that one like few channel and also like GP government, that how to calculate the new patient, that one is quite difficult. That's what I learned today, because it's very hard to measure how many patients and you all provide a lots of tips actually last time how you all did. So this one is very important, and also the SWOT analysis also.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Anki. So I'm going to push you further, Anki. What makes you say that it is the patient numbers are important or essential?
Patient number is important because, okay, let's say roughly every year we got like 10% of new patient, right? So the marketing strategy come out, actually we want to target, we want to target this 10% of the new patient. So the new patient program and also all the activity will based on this number to do, and we can see like which channel. So if let's say government hospital got more contribution, then maybe we need to focus more on government hospital for the new patient. And also in terms of the stock also, so roughly how much stock we need to bring in, the stock balance as well, and also the target So the sales target setting for all the reps, so also related as well.
Okay, thank you Enki. So very comprehensive assessment of the importance of patient numbers. Now, I can tell you, Fiona and Shui, there are a lot of companies, especially pharma companies, which don't have patient numbers in their marketing plan. So they simply plug figure from the air for their objectives. And they had such huge numbers for their objectives, which doesn't reflect reality. As Enki says, everything depends on that patient numbers. Your positioning depends on patient numbers because, as Enki says, are you trying to switch patients or are you trying to grab new patients? And if you're trying to grab new patients or switch patients, what kind of promotions are you having? What kind of communication strategy do you have? It will also depend on the pricing as well. It will also depend on where you're targeting, government hospital or private hospital, GP or pharmacy. Okay, so this is where the importance of everything rests on number of patients.
And
okay, so
also,
objectives and strategies. Yeah.
And also, James, I think like since last year, right? So because I'm new, I'm new also. So the number of patient is starting practice since last year. So instead of I go to find out, right? So especially the forecast itself, right? So in terms of the giving the sales number or the volume, right? So I will ask the team member, like the reps, give me, okay, how many new patients you want to generate, so that it will tally with the sales number, and also how to how to measure whether the number of patients is correct or not. Actually, we can roughly estimate from the sales. If the patient number increase but the sales decrease, or then there might something happen. Either maybe the patient not titrate up to the optimal dose. So this is one of the possible. And also because if the if the rep know how many new patients they generate, right? So they will know where they can go, and also how much sales they can achieve. So that for us, we will have a general big picture. So actually it interesting also. So example, right? Like got area A, area B. Maybe the target is the same, but the sales number, but the patient number might be different. So maybe this one, right, the rep, or actually it push a lot of the optimal dose, which is a 2 tablet per day one. So like this area, or is more patient, however mostly is on 1 tablet. So that's why how come then we can like learn each other. So how to make sure your sales to double up. If you just remain the same number of patients, actually you can double up the sales already.
Yeah, so, good point. Good point, Enki. And also just to emphasize on what Enki says, the patient numbers that we are doing for the marketing plan is a national set. So we will not be going down by area. How many new patients in Central, how many new patients, we're not going to do that. Not at this stage. But you can more or less guess, that if you get, let's say schizophrenia in this country, every year got 1,000 new schizo patients. We can more or less assume, and we won't be wrong, that 50% of them will be in the Klang Valley. Unless something really strange is happening in Penang, that there you should have the most number of schizo patients. Okay, but generally speaking, we can more or less assume that the sales that we have now by the different areas is going to be by patient numbers as well. Okay, so you guys won't be, the sales managers, you all won't be, unless you want to, Enki and Serena and Dori, unless you all want to, you can, do that if you wish in your area. Hey, so how many new schizo patients are actually in my area? Enki, if you want to do that, or Serena, up to you all. And then you can see, are your reps actually going and getting those? But again, it depends on the strategy. So it's not just on number of new patients, but also on the strategy. Are you switching patients or are you trying to grab new patients? So that will also determine whether your sales is increasing or otherwise. But I like the point, Enki, you made about, whether patients are optimizing their dosage or not. That's a good point. Thanks. Serena, any comment?
Not really, but just want to add something about the patient number. It would roughly give us like a rough feeling like where is our potential to grow and where the sales can come from.
Yes.
Is that have you reached the ceiling, that kind of thing? Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. And the ceiling is always being raised, Serena, if you notice. If you have been more than 1 year in pharmaceuticals, you know that every year the ceiling is being raised, like it or not. Okay, Doreen, any comments up to here?
No.
Okay, all right. So let's move on. I won't take more time. I think we should. My target is to finish by 11:15, 11:30. So just very quickly, I'm going to go through the remainder of the slides. Under the marketing strategy, remember I told you there are 4 P's. Now there are some I would say marketing professors who have introduced things like 5 P's, 8 P's, 9 P's or whatever P's. I don't, Fiona and Xue, forget about all the other P's. Let's make it simple. Just focus on 4 P's. Only these 4 P's. So when we come to the 4 P's again, remember I will be doing a specific workshop before you all fill up all this. And what each one of these templates is, you'll have one just for product, and you put all kinds of information there about your product. What is your packaging? What is your SKU? What formulation it is? Anything you just put inside there. Okay, that's the physical parts about the product. Okay, there is a specific slide where you mention about price. Okay, so that's the price. So in the price, you would say, okay, are you having special prices? What is your tier pricing? Do you have bonus pricing? Do you have anything else? Contract pricing, everything you put inside there. Okay, and then when we talk about place is basically who your target customers are, which means, are you targeting pharmacies or are you targeting psychiatrists in government hospitals? So that means, is it LPO or is it tender? Is it private hospitals? That's what we mean by place. Again, we will go through this. What exactly do you put inside there? So don't worry about all this now. So I've already gone through about price, and then finally about promotions. As I mentioned to you, promotions is where you are going to basically say, what are you going to do in order for you to generate those sales in your objectives? Are you going to take up advertisements? I don't know where. Maybe in Health Today, maybe in, I don't know, Medical Tribune. Hey, is there a Medical Tribune still there? Xue and Fiona? Do they still exist? They still do, okay.
By MIMS, on right?
MIMS, yeah, yes. MIMS, that's right. So now they're known as what? MIMS? Doctor?
Can't remember. Health Today, can't remember. Doctors, I think.
Doctors, or something like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's where you list down how, where you're going to advertise, CME, how many CMEs you're going to do, sponsorships, for which events you're going to do sponsorship, how many people and stuff like that. All right. So you fill in all those details. Are you going to participate in exhibitions? Okay. And now we got virtual exhibitions as well. I don't know whether you guys have participated, Xue and Fiona, any virtual exhibitions over the last 1 year?
Like booth one, right? You mean booth, right?
Yeah.
No, not in Malaysia, okay. But of course HQ lah.
HQ does it. Okay, right. And then you also talk about sales teams, and their target customers, e-commerce, if you're going to do any e-commerce, if you're planning to. Okay, and whatever else that you need to put in, like patient education, like Enki was mentioning just now, people who are not being treated, how do you capture them? So that's something you may want to consider. But again, as Doreen said, do you have the money or not? That's a critical information for you to answer.